And we are back here at Chenier Caminada, of course, Grand Isle, right where we can see it behind our cameraman, Jason Serenier. But a lot of great work is being done by the Bayou Community Foundation with a little help from our friends. A lot of friends pitching in, getting this done. It's just great and heartwarming to see a lot of people involved in getting people back on their feet, back in their homes, in an area that was ravaged by Hurricane Ida. All right, we caught up with Jennifer Armand. You know Jennifer. She does a little bit of everything, or a lot of everything. We're on Nora Lane, and we just paid a little visit upstairs. They got a lot of work going on here.
We sure do. We have volunteers from across the country this week, and have been here really since October, rebuilding and repairing homes for those who lost so much in Hurricane Ida.
And I was talking to a few, they're from rival colleges, but they're all up there getting together for one great cause. Tell me, how did this all get started?
Oh, well, you know, Hurricane Ida made landfall right here, right at Folse. Grand Isle took the brunt of it, being on the east side of the storm, recorded 200-mile-an-hour winds for 3 hours. So half of the buildings and homes on the island were destroyed or severely damaged. Bayou Community Foundation started providing grant funding for relief services immediately after the storm, and then about a year ago, we came to the island and talked to Father Mark at Our Lady of the Isle, who was doing a lot of the relief work, and said, we need to do something to really get people back in their homes here because so many of the residents had lost so much. And over 20% of people on the island live below the poverty line. People were in need. So we kicked off what we call Rebuild Grand Isle. And in the past year, we have started a program to repair and rebuild these homes. We have nearly 50 families that are going to be impacted by Rebuild Grand Isle. And we have volunteers from the Nomads Mission Group, Mennonite Disaster Service, CARE, and this week Hand of Hope from Omaha that are all being the hearts and the hammers, like we say, to get this work done and help the people who need it the most on Grand Isle.
I saw you and Father Mark and Richard Watkins, and I'm not sure who else was at that luncheon one time. Y'all was scheming, weren't y'all?
We're scheming for good. Let's say that. There is a great story to be told here, a story of need, but a story of hope. And that's what we're working. That's what we're working to tell people. And we are working very hard to get more and more donors to be partners with us in this effort.
It's so important to get donors, but when they see the actual video and pictures and digital things that you put out and they go, okay, that's where the money's going. It makes it a little bit easier to get the money, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. So thank you, HTV and Martin, for being here today to helping us share that story and showing the pictures. You know, we're helping families who work here on the island. They keep the economy going. One of the ladies who will be getting a new home, it's under construction right now with Rebuild Grand Isle, is the mail carrier for the island. She's the mail lady. Wow. Okay, we need her. We need her here. And she had lost her home in the storm. We have several other parents of school children at Grand Isle School, people who work at local restaurants and gas stations, and the town of Grand Isle. Mm-hmm. So people that we are helping really keep this island buzzing and keep the economy going, and we need them to stay here, and that is one of the goals of Bayou Community Foundation.
You said it best. We need Grand Isle. We need all the surrounding areas. It's part of us. This young fellow with the sledgehammer, what's your name? Where you from?
I'm Lonnie. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
And your last name?
Boyd, B-O-Y-D.
You got the sledge. Are they counting on you to do the heavy work?
Well, yeah, at first we were just knocking out individual parts of the wall, but now we're making it easier. We're just cutting it, and then I'm just hitting the loose ends at the bottom.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
I'm having a great time, honestly.
Yeah, what does this mean to you to come out here and help?
It actually makes me more grateful because we found out that the homeowner, this is his third house, you know, and I can count on one hand how many times I had to move houses. So it just makes me more grateful when it comes to help others who are in need.
I'm John Nelson out of Omaha, Nebraska.
And are you the foreman here?
Well, I'm one of the leaders of Hand of Hope Ministries out of Omaha, so we kind of put this together. We've been partnering with Morningside University, where the players are from, for the last 4 years. They've been down to Houston with us a couple times, Lake Charles last year, and it's really awesome to have the younger guys join in and help.
What does this mean to you, seeing all this happen?
For us, it's just awesome to understand that, we're able to help our brothers and sisters in need down in Louisiana. We got a lot of Cajun folks that come up for the College World Series up to Omaha and share their good food in the parking lot, and now we can share the love back with them.
This is amazing that we have so many people doing such a great job for a great cause.
Absolutely. We are so blessed to have the part of the football team from Morningside College in Sioux City, Iowa, down here helping us this week. These guys are amazing. They've got a love for the Lord and love for helping people.
Yeah. And I guess we got to start pulling for Morningside now, right?
Absolutely. Well, the two-time national championships in their division last year. They lost in the championship game, but that was partly due to injuries. They'll be back this year and stronger than ever.
And you got a pretty good crew here, and they look like they all have good attitudes.
Absolutely. These guys are just fantastic.
Coach Steve Ryan, your players are here. You're here. First of all, thank you, because this is pretty fantastic that y'all are here helping out. Why? What does it mean to you?
One of the hallmarks of our program that we talk a lot about is in life, you want to be significant and not just successful. And so we try to get the guys involved with projects, where they can make a difference and see that there's things that you can do that are of value with your life. And this year it's coming down here. It's an amazing place, amazing people. It's just been fantastic.
Y'all got a pretty good football team too, from what I heard.
God has blessed me with great assistant coaches and just phenomenal young men. And so we've been able to accomplish a lot of great things. And so thank you.
So you can't win games without everybody being on the same page. You can't build a new home without everybody being on the same page.
Without question. There is football to be gained from this, and that's the value of being able to work together. Also just the joy of working together, and just learning about their teammates, the things that are important to their teammates, and just appreciating them and wanting to fight and compete and win with them.
Are y'all eating well?
We're eating exceptionally well. We ate at the Hurricane Hole last night, and they treated us phenomenal. And the ladies that have been cooking up some food, I've had some shrimp. I need even more. I need more shrimp.
So Debbie, tell me, I saw you pulling some nails out of here, and you said you had experience from a young age.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
I was building homes with my dad, our house actually, at the age of 11. So, yes, my father had 5 girls, 1 boy. He thought he had 5 boys and 1 girl. So whenever he was building a house, fixing a car, doing whatever manly work he was doing, we were there to help him.
So that hammer in your hand feels pretty natural.
Exactly. It's how you feel inside by doing this to help others, to help the community. So it gives you that sense of pleasure inside that only you can experience doing it.
Last night I washed the boys' laundry for them. I'm here to bring them some water. Later I'm bringing them popsicles, just anything I'll help get my hands in, get dirty. I don't really have a set role, but it does make you feel really good about yourself to be able to come out here and help others and, give back in a way that, it makes you feel good inside, warms your heart. And it's very tiresome, but it also is a wonderful feeling. Like it's a great tired.
As we walk down Nora Lane, a lot of activity, a lot of work, but it takes a lot of finances to make this happen. It takes a lot of people pitching in, and it takes people who have a spirit about getting other people back on their feet again. We caught up with Steve Peltier. A lot of people know Steve, and I know you're part of this on both the financial end, but also on the board. So tell me about this project and what it means to you.
Well, like so many people from our area, I'm from Thibodaux, I know you're from Houma. We've been connected to Grand Isle our whole life. I've been coming down here for years and years. I've owned a camp down here for about 40 years. We're looking at it, I'm looking at it from the standpoint that I want this community to survive. And for the community to survive, we need people who live here and work here to be able to find housing. It's difficult right now, and that's our purpose, is to try to help with housing.
Got a good football team up there. I talked with most of them. I'm more impressed about their attitude than their abilities. Their attitude is unbelievable.
It really is. This is their spring break. They're down here doing demolition. They're not carpenters, but they're good at doing what they're doing. Right. And it's a big, big help to us.
It's almost like them moving the sled at football practice, right?
That's exactly right. One of the leaders of that group said they just finished their strength training, so they're all ready to tear things apart.
Yeah. And I mean, when you look at it, you've been fortunate. A lot of people in life have been fortunate, but whoever owned this home and all the other homes y'all are doing, it's incredible that they have help like y'all are providing.
It really is, and the help that's come to the Bayou Community Foundation has really, really been astonishing, the amount of money that's been given to help with these programs. And we're hoping now that we are really rolling, that we're really getting things done. We've got 3 new houses under construction. We've already completed 8 renovations. We've got this demolition going. We're hoping that that will attract more money, because we do need more money than we have on hand.
You come all the way from the northern part of Alaska. How you enjoying this South Louisiana weather?
It's pretty warm out here from the coldest weather in Barrow, Alaska. It's like the most northern city in the United States, so it's freezing cold up there right now. It's probably the negative, so it's feeling pretty good right now down here. And it's a big opportunity for me to help with my teammates down here, especially one of the southern islands. It's got to be, they face like hardships from hurricanes, whatever. But it's a good opportunity, and it's a blessing from God to be able to help. But so far, it's a good weather.
I see Debbie got the sledgehammer now. Right. She took it away from Lonnie. Lonnie's got his own. All right. But let me ask you, you come from polar bears to alligators. How's that?
It's pretty good. I honestly miss my polar bears and my friends. You know, I used to cuddle with them when I was back home. Yeah,
you tough. Yeah. Should I believe that?
You should.
You cuddled with polar bear.
I used to.
Baby polar bear.
Yeah, probably. Not the big ones.
Let me ask you, what position you play?
I play running back.
All right.
Yeah, probably the best position in football right now.
Yeah. You pretty good?
No, I'm gonna stay humble. All of us are good. We try our best on the field, but yeah.
What does this do for an athlete like yourself coming out here and helping somebody else get back on track? What does it do for you emotionally?
It helps me become a man, and it motivates me to help others in the future, you know, and especially in kind of occasions like these, you know, help other people. It's a big help.
All right, Miss Jane, tell me about your house. First of all, right off the bat, I got to ask you, what is the color?
Leprechaun green.
All right, I never heard of leprechaun green, but it's going to bring a lot of luck.
Well, I hadn't either. If you'd have seen the book of samples of colors he brought me, it was the hardest thing to pick a color. I bet you there was 1,000 different colors in there.
Tell me about the situation. You lost your home, and I know tragically your husband passed away when they were starting this, but I know you're looking forward to the day that this gets finished and you can move back in.
That's right. My kids and his kids all asked me why I was coming here to stay by myself. And I said, because I know that's what he wanted.
Yeah. He wanted you to have a home.
That's it. He wanted us to have a home, but if anything happened to him, it was my home.
Wow. And what does this mean to you that all these volunteers have come together and they're providing you with a home?
It makes me feel good. It makes me feel real good to know that people care like that.
Special moment, huh?
Yep, very special.
How did you come into contact with these wonderful people who are rebuilding this house?
Through the Father Mark on the island, the Catholic priest.
Well, the Mark Toops,
Yep.
the man who wears many hats and has many faces, he tends to dive into a lot of things, doesn't he?
Yes, I love him. He's very good.
And what did he tell you? What kind of hope did he give you?
He just hoped just seeing you. You'd have had to know Gerald. He didn't trust in a lot of people and believe what a lot of people said, but he really liked Father Mark. Yeah. He really did.
Good. I get it.
What do you think? Will this be your living room?
Yes.
This will be the living room. And
I guess. I really don't know.
no, that looks like it'll be the kitchen.
It's probably like the
I
living
see.
room right there. And
Yeah,
kitchen there, and like
kitchen.
the dining room here. So it's probably like all one
Yes, yes. We would like to raise an additional $2 million to continue this rebuilding through 2023 and 2024, possibly beyond. We know that recovery is a 5-year plus process, and Bayou Community Foundation is committed to helping bring people back home.
So Richard, as I guess, what would you call program director?
Program director, manager, whatever it might be, coordinator. Right. But I basically build houses.
Well, let's talk about this, because I was talking to Steve Peltier and he said Richard's on the ground everywhere. He's moving between locations, and of course we know you roll in the community with the SNAC group and all that, but you're so involved in a lot of other things. Tell me about this. How did this all get started, and how did you end up where you were?
Well, I'll try to make it as short as I can, but it's a very simple story. Right after the storm, we delivered 8,000 gallons of fuel from Bayou Community Foundation in Dulac. And when I saw the extent of the devastation, it just touched my heart. And I said, we have to do something. Now, I didn't know what something meant. And we started initially with about $250,000 of building supplies just to help people build their own and get into their homes. And then it moved on to repairing homes, then new homes. And Martin organically has grown into a tremendous program. I mean, it's a very, very big program now where we're helping a lot of. We've already done probably 200 and something homes in Dulac, repairs, and we're building 24 new ones. After our success in Dulac, we have all the pieces of the program in place. And what I mean by that, an application committee, a vetting committee. We have the volunteer laborers from the Amish and the Mennonites. So we have to replicate this in other areas, and that's precisely what we've done in Grand Isle. We've just replicated the same program, and then we're having the same amount of success. We're standing right next to one of our, this will be our first new construction in Grand Isle, and we have plans for about 10 more, and we're doing the same thing in South Lafourche for La Rose, Cutoff, Galliano, and Golden Meadow.
Shimon, we just talked with Ms. Jane. She is going to be the inhabitant of this beautiful home. She calls it Leprechaun Green.
Isn't it beautiful?
I've never seen a color like that, but it looks like it's good luck, right?
Yes, sir, absolutely. And actually, green's my favorite color, so I'm happy for her.
Yeah, you're wearing green too. A little darker than the house, but tell me about your involvement with Catholic Charities and what this means to see these homes go up and to see the joy in people's face when they feel like they have a little hope.
You know what, it's kind of a overwhelming experience. Being able to come on the island prior to the recovery efforts that we're doing right now and seeing what the island looked like prior. It's amazing, and I'm grateful that Catholic Charities could be a part of this process to allow someone to come back into their homes, especially giving her the opportunity to pick the color that she wanted. Just it's the small things that make a big difference.
Wonderful idea, wonderful progression as we've seen. Going from camp to camp, just to see the volunteers, the spirit, and the attitude is unbelievable. Your thoughts?
Oh, I would agree. It's fantastic to see a community come together, but we couldn't be more grateful for Jennifer Armand and the leadership of the Bayou Community Foundation that stepped out in front and afforded us this opportunity to invest and bring our resources. And we're here to help, but it is it's an amazing thing to see.
And Charmaine, you've been involved in so many things, and just to be able to watch, like Miss Jane, who came out of her trailer next door, and she's staring at the new building. She can't wait to move in. Takes a little time, but it's just repairing hearts as well.
Well, I can tell you United Way's been doing a lot of that, and we're doing it in partnership with institutions like the Bayou Area Foundation. It takes a lot of heart to be able to provide the resources necessary for these people whom I refer to as salt of the earth. These individuals who are families that have no other place to live than right here on this island. They're so incredibly important to the economic health of this region, and to be able to watch them have a sense of hope because they're not on this journey alone. They are being supported by so many people because we understand how critically important this barrier island is to not only Grand Isle, but the entire Lafourche Parish and the state of Louisiana.
What would we be without Grand Isle? Grand Isle's is part of our veins.
Well, I can tell you as an individual who was born and raised in Lafourche Parish, this was our vacation for all of my life. And I can tell you the families that come here, it is still the best fishing, and it's an affair of the heart. When you come to Grand Isle, you not only experience the rich history that's legendary for this barrier island, but what you experience is the affair of the heart of the people that live here, and you leave connected to this community in a way that's just without explanation. It's a precious, wonderful place to live and to visit, but the history for all of us who were born and raised in this area, this is a part of all of our home and where we came in summer to make family memories.
Nobody who has a second home like a camp or whatever, this is all people that live here.
These are all natives, residents of Grand Isle, and their primary residents who, for whatever reason, no insurance or lack of FEMA reimbursement, do not have the ability to rebuild their house. So those are the clients we're taking. And surprisingly, Martin, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. So we think if we do that, they're really driving the economy. They're the people that are working. They're the waitresses, the cooks. So if we can rebuild that, it'll help the economy recover, and that's a big part of our mission.
You know, and I got to say this, I know that you're involved, and Benny's involved, and Steve Peltier's involved, and y'all taking donations, but y'all could have just sat idle and not done anything.
Absolutely.
What was the main catalyst to get y'all involved?
The main catalyst, I think, for both Jennifer and I was just the incredible condition we saw people living in tents on their property in Dulac, living in their cars. Because, you know, while they had those congregant shelter areas, these people's, either their boat was there, this is the only possession they had in their lives. Same thing in Grand Isle. Right. They did not want to leave the property. So those people living in those desperate conditions motivated us to start doing what we're doing, and it's grown into a very successful program.
And privacy is a big deal.
Absolutely. It's a huge deal. Yeah. Still at the state park at the end of the island, you'll see there's probably at least 50 to 75 families living in campers. Yeah. They all need places to live. So the more we can repair, the more we can do. We can get those people back in a home and back participating in the economy too.
Richard, thank y'all for what y'all are doing. This is incredible. And I know this is only one of how many now?
Well, in Grand Isle, we already have 12 approved, and we have 24 in Dulac, and we probably have another 25 we want to build in South Lafourche. We want to build over 50 new houses. 50 brand new houses, not including probably 200 to 300 repairs.
But if people watching send an extra check, y'all keep going.
That's exactly right. Activity breeds activity, funding breeds funding, and success breeds success. So it has exponentially become more and more successful, and we continue to fundraise, and we do need funds. But I think, you know, the Lord has blessed us so far. I think he'll continue to bless us with the provisions we need to keep the program going.
I keep touching this, you know why? Because it is leprechaun green.
Right.
So if you touch it with me, you said you needed $2 million?
$2 million. $2 million.
All right, we're touching the leprechaun green. And I'm sure Father Marks has a blessing over all this, right?
He does. I met with him at 6:30 this morning, and that's the first thing he did. He blessed my head and said, go do your thing. Good luck.
Well, that's the blessing of being a part of something like this as a volunteer organization. The rewarding part is seeing a homeowner coming back into their home having had no other options. That's great for our volunteers to see that.
Now look, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I know that accent is not from around Grand Isle or Houma, so where are you from?
So my home is in Pennsylvania, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania.
All right.
And we have a home office based in Lititz, Pennsylvania, and our volunteers come from throughout the U.S. and Canada, responding to disaster, rebuilding, restoring hope after disaster.
Well, I've been doing this for 50 years. I've been doing construction all my life, working life. So it's just so, it's a blessing to be able to keep doing this and doing it to help people. I did it for a living for so long, and now I get to do it just to help out where it's needed. And these people have been so precious and so kind to us and so appreciative.
So what's your role in this?
I have a very privileged role. I am a senior program officer at the Greater New Orleans Foundation, and I get to direct our disaster grant making. So it's really wonderful to come and see the work that's being done with the grant dollars that we are able to distribute.
And when you come out here and you see all this, what does it do for you?
Well, it's always important to see what's happening and understanding also what the ongoing needs are. As we're talking, I'm looking at a house that's still destroyed across the street from here, and so it's just, there's nothing like coming here and seeing exactly what's happening and seeing the work unfold, but also meeting the volunteers and the great nonprofit organizations that are doing the work.